again, sizing up Murphy. Drives, floats, hangs, and scores on the turnaround. J-Dub way behind the three-point line and hits way behind the three-point line. Got blocked. What a rejection by Holmgren. Standing tall like a wall.
This is Dart. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested podcast, coming to you live Sunday, August 4th. Brought to you by the Blue Wire Podcast Network and the best fast casual food in OKC, Dave's Hot Chicken and Spark Burgers. JD not here tonight because he's moving, but JD DoorDashed some Dave's Hot Chicken, said it was delicious. So I'm your host for the evening, Jacob Niffen. Got my guy Nick Crane with me tonight.
Numero uno, baby. Let's go.
We got Justin Peabody.
Hello, everybody.
Taylor Peterson is here.
I've become the new Nick. I'm always last.
It's a good thing.
Always save the best for last.
Mm-hmm.
Debatable.
The anchor, just like in the Olympics. If you guys
That's
have been
right.
watching.
I don't know. I was going to go somewhere with the Olympics. We're going to talk Olympic basketball here in just a second. The knockout stage is set for basketball, so that will be exciting. We're going to do a time capsule activity today. We did this a year ago as well, so that should be fun. We'll have our Dave's hot take of the week. So if you have a hot take related to the Thunder, get in the chat, type in hashtag hot take, let us know. Thurman Thomas in the chat is asking if we take live callers.
Who?
His name's Thurman Thomas,
Well,
PhD.
go Pokes.
He's
Hall
a
of
dog.
That's
Famer.
what I was thinking.
I've thought about setting us up like a Google telephone number where people can leave messages and then letting them call and like leave a message and we answer the voicemails on the podcast. How would you guys feel about that?
Yes.
I've recommended that a lot of times.
Hi,
You like how Jacob
Niffen,
just stole credit for that live
Yeah,
on
like,
the show?
long time
Yeah.
listener, first time caller.
They'd
I
be
want
fun.
I want my Johnny's charcoal broiler, please.
Dude, especially after the Olympics are over. We
Yeah.
don't have a lot to talk about. Like that would be a good
That would be fun.
pod version of a mailbag, you know?
Yeah, I agree. It would kind of take us back to the what
Green
was
room.
that app called that we had?
Spotify Green,
Green
Room.
room.
The
Yeah,
green
Green
room.
Room.
You guys remember the green room days?
Buddy,
Yes,
the
it's
green
That
That
was
was
room.
awesome.
It was
What a
sick.
time.
You
We
could-
had a lot of people in those green room chats.
You could pod
We
from
really
anywhere.
did.
One time, it was like the day after the draft. I was getting a haircut, and we were in the green room. And we were talking to listeners, and I'm getting chopped up. Like it was like
Yeah,
mobile
chopped up.
based, you know. So I just had my AirPods in and talking hoops, getting cut up. It was sick.
We did
What a
like 2 a
time.
week. They were a blast.
They were fun. And now look at us.
Now look at us. Just a couple of schmucks on the YouTube page.
Do
What's
you
that
Which is
look
in
like?
doing, by the way.
Do you think the reported rumor that Team USA basketball was watching Noah Lyles, do you think that was real? Do you think they were hate watching Noah Lyles, or do you think they were cheering him on?
I hope
I'm
they
not
were-
familiar
I
with the
mean,
rumor.
I think they were just there. Yeah, okay. So Nick and I are also in the group text, and people were asking for this context. I believe, was it 2 years ago, Justin?
I don't
can't
remember.
when he
I don't
made these
remember how
comments.
long ago it was.
I think it was the World Championships. And he obviously, Noah Lyles, becomes the fastest man in the world because he won the 100 meter. And then he had some comments in regard, I think this was shortly after the NBA finals, and said, I just hate how the NBA calls themselves world champions. They aren't world champions. They're champions of the United States of America.
Yep.
You're not playing the other teams
that
across
guy.
seas.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
guy. And then today he backed it up. He backed it up with
kind of. He was
well,
He
there's
was-
no
Backed it up
he
by
was-
about an inch.
he was one chest day not happening away from getting like 7th. Like
Yeah, that race was like crazy
That's-
close.
That was insane.
that's good enough.
Yeah, no, it worked. I'm personally.
That's all you need.
I am USA all the way. Go our country. He's not my favorite.
He
comes
does a
out
lot
jumping,
of
jumping up and
showboating.
down. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
got the painted nails, just like Caleb Williams, former OU quarterback.
would have been a bad look had he not won. When you do that kind of stuff, you
Well,
have to back it up.
especially because earlier in the day when they did the semifinals,
Yeah.
him and what's his name? It wasn't the guy who was going head to head with the Jamaican runner. It was the other
Yeah.
Jamaican runner. They basically are staring each other down right before the
stare down.
finish line. It's like, you gotta back that up, and he did.
Got
To his
to.
credit.
Yep. It was exciting.
I was kind of surprised that they run the 100 meter, like the semifinals and then the finals in the same day. I don't know why. It's a long race. It's literally 10 seconds for those guys. But I just figured they would give them a day off and run the final like the next day.
Who on the pod would run the 100 the fastest?
Probably
Justin
you,
has a
Nick.
really long stride.
I am deceptively
think Nick.
fast.
Nick
But I am
runs
not
more than
fast.
most of us. So Nick would
I
win
agree
like the
with Nick.
distance.
I agree.
I for sure would win distance. I don't know about sprint. I haven't sprinted in a long time.
That's
I have
that's
no
how I
clue.
feel. Can't throw my hat in that
I-
ring because it's been a long time.
I used to always get yelled at by my coaches, like for not running fast enough because I just don't look like I'm running fast. But then if you actually like throw me on a line in a suicide and like I'm finishing near the front of the pack, it's just long boy strides.
Well, and to be fair, like that's something Shea, to bring us back to basketball here.
Yes.
Shea is methodical and moves a certain way that looks like he's slow, but if you actually like watch his movements, he's going really fast.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those, like we always talk about like explosiveness and athleticism and speed and agility versus like methodical change of pace. Like Shea is definitely more methodical, but when he wants to move, that dude can move. I think Justin did the same way where like your body doesn't look like it's moving that fast.
Let's go ahead and
But, like,
capture that. Just got a Shea comp.
You're
I'll
covering
take it.
ground and your speed is actually high, but you're not like the Olympic runners when like their arms are moving like 150
Yeah.
reps a second. It just
Yeah.
looks different.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I'll take that. Justin's like, I've always compared myself
Yes.
to Shea.
As I've always said, me and Shea, basically the same athletic build.
Another Olympic thought, just real quick before we dive into Olympic basketball. So I had COVID over the weekend. So yesterday, Saturday, I just sat. It was my first day to really just sit and watch a bunch of Olympic stuff. I wanted the girl from Dallas to win the 100 meter. She got second. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
But shout out to the girl from St. Lucia. First medal ever in the country's history.
So sick.
So cool.
Super
The
cool.
Caribbean kind of just kicks ass at running.
Yeah.
But and I think Taylor maybe tweeted something about this. All homegirl from the US. I broke like the medal record for swimming or whatever, right? She's got like more medals than
Ledecky?
anybody.
Yep.
Yes.
That race was like, how long was it, Taylor? She was in the pool for like 10
800
minutes?
meters, I think, right?
1500
I was like, that's
is the long
15.
one.
15.
Bro, I can't even run 1500 meters.
So
Yes,
I
you
was
can.
thinking-
Can you imagine how exhausted your body has to be after swimming 1500 meters in a race like that?
It's insane. Absolutely insane.
nonstop.
We have a
Wild, and she
super
killed
chat,
it.
which is kind of a fun segue from Nick Jordan. Who on the Thunder would win a 100-meter dash?
Ooh.
Everyone cook up an answer. I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And then after I say 3, everyone say your answer. Everybody got who you want?
I'm thinking. Yeah, I guess.
I'm torn.
Justin, you got
between
somebody?
A couple, but I got one.
I do.
Taylor, you got yours?
Got mine.
Okay, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you say your name. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Casey.
AJ Mitchell.
Okay, Nick.
Nick said AJ. Who did Justin say?
What?
I
What
said
do you mean?
Dub.
Okay, Nick.
Okay, Nick.
We'll get one. I'm putting a pin in it. We'll get back to it. Justin, who was your name?
Dub.
Taylor?
I said Kaysen.
I said Kaysen as well. Nick, make your AJ Mitchell case.
If you've seen him on the court, like the
He's
100,
quick.
the 100 is all about like short term speed, and AJ Mitchell has a lot of that. I don't know why that was a blasphemous answer. Like,
It wasn't a blast.
It's-
I just wanted
It's
to
not
put a pin in it and get
blasphemous.
back.
It's just not fun.
Not on the top
Justin,
of
why'd you
everybody's
say
heads,
Dub?
I think.
Dub feels like he has the athleticism to kind of similar to what Nick said, like the fast twitch, like he'd get off the block quick. I don't know that he's winning like a distance race. Long legs, long stride, like I could see him breaking away in a sprint.
See, I think Dub would win the swimming competition on the team
Yes.
because all those swimmers have like crazy wingspans.
Give me Chet
And
in the
big
swimming
chests.
competition.
Yep.
He just jumps in the pool and he taps
And he's
the
on
other
it
side.
the other side.
Yeah.
He just
Kind of looks like Michael Phelps.
the way they flip back, like they literally look like dolphins when they're like, "Whoa."
oh my god.
It's really cool.
That was pretty good.
Taylor and I are on the same wavelength with Queso. Let's
He's
talk.
built like
I like
all
queso.
those
I like the
sprinters.
queso pick too.
Let's dive into some Olympic basketball. You guys were talking about the sprinter from the USA talking trash and doing the poses. Well, Shea did the MJ pose after the rip and dunk, stuck his tongue out to the bench, which was kind of sick. I think there's been one Canadian game since we last talked. Just any further thoughts on Shea and Lou before we dive into kind of what the bracket looks like for the middle round?
Defense is really, really good. It's going to be their calling card, no doubt.
3-point shooting is going to be the kind of the swing stat, I think, for them getting into the qualifying rounds, like you mentioned, Nick. Shea continues to be incredible. Continues to do incredible things. Looks like the best player on the floor.
That's what I was gonna say. Best player in Paris so far. I feel like that doesn't.
His Dennis Schroeder's been phenomenal. In this
It's kind of
type
crazy, by the way.
I know.
Like
Olympic Schroeder is
Olympic
no
Schroeder
joke.
is a thing.
It's unreal.
Yeah,
This type of play, it's obviously lower scoring. So a quick burst like feels bigger. Like especially in this last game for Canada. It was that sequence I think Shea had a bucket and then a couple possessions went by, then he had a 3, then I think the very next play was like the steal with the tongue out like you're talking about.
Mhm.
It's like 7 quick ones in Olympic play. That's a lot. Like it went from 5 to 12 like that. And that can like bury a team in Olympic play. In the NBA, it's like, okay, well, some other guy hits back to back to back. Like Bertans can do that kind of thing where he just like brings the team back. And this type of play didn't happen that much. And Shea has had a couple moments like that where it's like, that's quite literally game changing, which is 3
Mhm.
possessions.
It's awesome.
it's fun to watch.
I also noticed that the Spanish team is just much older.
Yeah.
Way older.
Yeah.
Like our Spanish team of like 2008, the one that we grew up on with the Gasol brothers and Ricky Rubio, it's like it's just not the same team anymore. It
So
was
that
cool to
Herman
see-
Gomez.
Yeah, Bo Cruz played. It was cool to
Yes.
see Alex Abrinas,
I was gonna say that. Yeah,
Si, senor.
love that.
but this just kind of just shows you the discrepancy of Olympic ball and what Team Canada is about to face. Down the stretch, the Spanish were trying to push back and win that game. They had to advance to the knockout round. And when push came to shove, their defensive guy for Shea was Alex Abrinas. It's like, you ain't that guy, pal.
Nope,
Is
No.
Bo Cruz on the roster?
Yeah.
buddy.
No, not. But I
Yeah.
don't think he is actually.
Yeah, he
Hernan
played the other day,
Gomez?
dude.
Are you sure
Both
it's the
of-
right Hernan Gomez?
I was going to say, I
Juancho?
think it's the other one.
Both of
It's
them
the other
played,
one.
I think.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think Juancho is playing. I think you guys just saw Hernan Gomez and said, "Oh,
Are
Bo
you sure?
Cruz."
I
Or that
think both
meme?
of them
This is the
played.
old Herman Gomez. That's what I was referring
Yeah,
to.
this
He's
is not-
been on
this is
like
not Bo
3
Cruz.
or 4 or 5
Are you sure?
Spanish
Chat.
teams.
I'm almost positive.
Chat, will you check us, please?
I thought it was too, but admittedly, I have not paid close attention.
I just
to-
saw a stat that
Spain
like
in
he's
the
been
Olympics.
on all these different
I
Spanish
think
teams. and this
he's
is,
been hurt for a little bit too. I don't think Juancho is healthy and playing in the Olympics.
yeah, this is the old man who like played on the Spurs for a while and then
Mm.
has played
Old
overseas.
man. He's not old, but he's
kind of old, right? He's older than
Rudy
we are.
Fernandez still playing for the Spanish team. Did retire
Fernandez
after
maybe
they
that's what I'm
lost.
thinking of.
But I mean, do you guys remember Portland era Rudy Fernandez?
Dude, how could you forget?
It was him, Brandon Roy, Greg Oden.
Jesus.
That was a team.
Was
God,
it?
that makes me feel old, bro.
What it was a team. That is a thing you can say.
They could have been awesome.
Yeah.
Could have, yes.
Brandon
yes.
Roy is like the ultimate what if player.
Mhm.
Yep. LaMarcus Aldridge was on that team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicholas Batum.
Nick Batum, I forgot about that. Oh, okay. You guys are right. There's a Juancho is on the Juancho Hernan
Is he
Gomez.
playing.
Willie Hernan Gomez is who Nick and I were
That's
referring
the
to.
other, yeah.
Rudy
He-
Fernandez is who I'm getting confused with. Who played?
Did
for the
Juancho
Spurs.
play against Canada?
I don't think Juancho
That I do
played.
not know.
I don't think
I just
Juancho
pull up the
played.
roster.
I admittedly did not watch that game super close, but I don't remember seeing Juancho.
Dude, I'm telling you, he played. He got minutes. I'm
may
telling
have.
you.
He may
Well, we are now to the knockout round
have.
of the
Mhm.
Olympics. So I figured we could talk a little bit about how we think the medaling is going to work. So the 4 games are Greece versus Germany, France versus Canada. The other side of the bracket is Serbia versus Australia and Brazil versus the United States. If you are joining us on the live stream tonight or watching the YouTube video, we've got the bracket pulled up here. My first question for you 3. If you were not paying attention to Olympic basketball and I showed you this graphic, would you be able to know which teams these 8 countries are?
By
Or
the
which
flags?
countries? By the
Are
flag.
you?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to
Yes.
say. Are you asking if we can identify flags?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. These
Yes.
are easy.
These are the
Yeah.
easy ones.
Okay. I just wanted to make
We
sure
can go
that
down
the
the
Serbia
list.
one is an interesting flag.
It is
Serbia. That's not fair to Thunder fans. We know the Serbian flag well.
That's
at this
true.
point.
That's true.
At
as
least
well as
I
like
do.
just
I do
Jokic
from-
playing. I've seen it so
Yeah.
much recently. I feel like
I was going to say I know it well from the Presti Worldwide T-shirt design.
I will say Serbia's flag is similar to Croatia. If I wasn't super plugged into
This
hoops,
is fair. Yes.
I would
yes.
probably say, is that Croatia?
Well, and the French and the German flags, just 3 bar colors, just one horizontal, one vertical. Like that's literally like half the countries in the UN.
Yeah.
true.
correct.
So that can get very confusing as well. Shout out
Yeah.
to Canada for just having the big maple leaf.
Mm.
Makes it easy.
This is
If,
us.
if you played FIBA on any game system as a kid, you got to know Brazil's flag. Like, there's no way you don't.
Yeah.
just
Go-
watching
go
international
flag.
sports. Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We should
I will
we should
say
do like
that
a,
one surprised me making the bracket.
We should rank flags sometime. Just do like a tier list.
Let's
Feels
not.
like
Shea
great
Serrano did
off-season
that for the
content.
Ringer.
No, did he really?
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Yep. He reposted it before the Olympics. It's pretty funny.
Canada's is
amazing.
pretty cool. Mexico's got a cool flag as well. They got a freaking
Mexico
eagle
is
with a
solid.
snake in its talons. That's badass.
It's pretty good.
All right, how do you guys see these games playing out and the medaling happening with gold, silver, and bronze?
Canada has a freaking gauntlet.
Yeah, they do.
of a
Yeah, they got
schedule.
screwed.
Holy crap.
And the US got lucky.
Yeah, the US is going to be cruising. I mean, you're
How do
basically
we feel
looking
about
at
Canada versus France? Like France has been, I think, a little underwhelming. They
Yeah.
had to go to overtime versus Japan, and then just kind of got waxed by Germany. Just didn't look ready for the physicality of the game. How does that make you guys feel going into that Canadian matchup?
They're still a
France isn't
weird
the one I'm
team.
concerned about. And I think Nick's going to agree with me. It's Germany. Germany's the team that every team in the bracket should be concerned about. And I think will give probably the US their biggest challenge to date if they both meet in the gold.
I was going to say you're getting ahead of yourself here. if they meet in the championship game,
True.
I think Canada is going to dispose of France pretty easily.
Thank you.
I think, yeah, France on paper is not what France in reality has been at the Olympics thus far, and I think that there's a world in which that team takes more time to gel and maybe looks different, but that's not the reality. And I think I don't know that you're going to get anything different than what you've seen up to this point in the first knockout game. And what you've seen up to this point is Shea consistently be the best player on the floor, and I don't see any reason why that would be different against France. Stick Lou on Wemby from Smoot in the chat.
Well, they're polar opposites, where Canada has just unreal guard play. Like, so many good guards that Jamal Murray, who's a phenomenal NBA player, is like their fourth or fifth. In
Something
rotation.
ain't right with him either.
I agree. Whereas France has two like dominant 7-footers, but no guards. And Canada, conversely, has no bigs like Kelly Olynyk and Dwight Powell. It's just going to be like, which team gets to play?
Yeah, I was about to say, I almost said that.
Dude. Which team gets to play their way? And like, if Wemby and Rudy are dominating the paint on both ends, France is going to be a tough beat because Canada doesn't have an answer. If Canada can play fast, almost kind of thundery, where they got a bunch of guards out there and can play Rudy off the floor, get him in foul trouble. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be going right at him, trying to get him in foul trouble. Then Canada has a huge edge. Like, it's just a super weird matchup, man. Like, it doesn't get weirder than this.
Yeah. Contrast.
Let's progress the bracket real quick. So Canada, France. We've kind of broke it down. Who wins?
Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Those are the only words I know.
They were well done, though.
I'm going Canada as well.
Yep.
We're a Thunder podcast. We're not saying differently.
Germany, Greece.
Germany.
Agreed. Germany.
I loved watching Germany play.
Yeah, Germany's got a good team.
Led by Franz Wagner, as well as just like a bunch of perfect role players alongside them. They're kind of a swing team in terms of 3-point percentage. They haven't shot well as a whole, but when they're on, and then they have the size as well to battle down low. They're just a very complete team, which is why they won the World Championships 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Franz is good too, dude.
Nick, one of our friends, close source of Team Germany, told us they're the fastest team in the bracket, right?
Dennis.
Oh, Dennis.
We're not getting into that. But yes, they're very fast, apparently.
It was
Are we all going Germany in that matchup?
Yeah.
I agree. Yes.
USA, Brazil.
USA.
Yep.
Easy.
And then Australia, Serbia.
Serbia.
That could go either way, man. Australia's been not good.
I agree. That's kind of why I'm leaning Serbia here.
Yep. It's not dissimilar from the France-Canada convo in terms of like on paper that should be a really fun matchup, but Australia's just not been great.
Yeah.
Let's stay on that side of the bracket then. USA versus Serbia.
Seen it once, show me again.
There
USA
you go.
in a blowout.
USA.
I agree. It'll be USA in the gold medal game. Canada versus Germany.
This is the fun one.
I
think it's going to be Germany, but I think it'll be a very close game up until the end.
I think it'll be an awesome game.
Should be.
This will be the best game up to the gold medal game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think I lean Germany as well. It's like as good as Shea has been, Canada has, like we just said, Jamal Murray has been non-existent. I think they were the worst or one of the worst team at 3-point shooting through the group stage. So like they're not without their flaws. Germany's looked really good.
I'll take Canada.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a close one.
I wouldn't be surprised either way.
No, I agree. But like when you watch that France-Germany game and Dennis was cooking, like getting the offense going, and you look at who is guarding him, like it's no disrespect to like international play. It's guys that we've never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
Full ball is barely getting minutes. Yeah.
It's not going to be the case against Canada and some of their perimeter defenders.
Yeah,
he'll still be really good, but he's not just going to be able to like dissect the
It's
defense.
a good point.
It'll
Yeah,
probably
Blue
be
Dort.
Dort on Schroeder, and it'll probably be Dylan Brooks on Franz Wagner.
Yep.
That's
Which would be really fun.
Completely
Then
versus
you bring Naw off the
Nick
bench.
Nick Batum and his remaining knees he
Wee-wee.
has left trying to
Yes.
defend. Like it's just gonna be very different.
Mhm.
I think Canada will be like a favorite in Vegas probably, but I think it goes either way. But before we move on to I think we all said Canada, so we're gonna move them on just for the sake of the pod. Assuming
I think we're 2-2.
Canada were
split, but I'll allow it.
lose. Oh, were we?
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
split 2-2.
Who
You
said
ended up
Germany?
taking-
The
Me
bottom
and
two.
Taylor.
Justin and I.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Regardless, if Canada were to lose, they would be in the bronze medal game. So let's talk about worst case scenario. Assuming they get past France, they're playing in a bronze medal game against either Serbia or Australia. Yes.
I like
And
I like
and
Canada.
I think
Neither
Canada
of
I like over both of those. So,
Mhm.
point being, if you get past France, you've got a really good shot of the medal. Is what
Mhm.
I'm trying to get at here.
those. If it is Canada, US in the gold medal game, I think everyone assumes the United States will win. Right? What kind of game do you think it is? Like, is it close at all?
No.
I kind
kinda
of think
don't
the
think
U.S.
so either.
blows out. Yeah, Canada.
Yeah.
Germany, I think actually will be a pretty close game up until like the fourth quarter. I can see the US
That's
pulling
exactly. I was going to say something similar. Like I don't know why, but I feel like Germany would be a closer game than Canada. Just
No.
not because it should be, just feels like it could be. One of those
They play better
USA
as a team and they play
messes
together
around
before.
for 3 quarters and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Canada's kind of like the U.S., just not as many good NBA players as a whole. It's just a bunch of guys thrown together for the first time, trying to figure it out.
That's good. Yeah.
So let's leave this conversation with a take it or leave it for all three of you. Take it or leave it. The United States, Canada, and Germany are the three teams leaving the 2024 Paris Olympics with a medal in men's basketball.
Take it.
Take it.
Leave it because there's got to be parity somewhere.
Does there?
It's not like just the favorite's going to move on every time. There's going to be something weird. It always happens.
Make the parlay, Jacob.
I might do it. I don't think I can bet a parlay. Can I bet in Oklahoma?
Oh
Is
yeah,
sports
there's
gambling
absolutely
legal?
Dude, are
on
you
an app,
kidding me?
No.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Head
You
on
can
down to
bet from
Riverwind, buddy.
anywhere.
But I know a
Can
guy.
I find a bookie? Do I need to
Yes.
have somebody that I text my picks into?
You can do all the options. You can do Bovada, and you can do it
I just
right
wanna
now.
I
guy-
wasn't going
I-
to shout them out, Nick.
I want a
Unless they want a
guy in my
sponsor.
phone. His contact save as bookie, and
Yeah,
then I
you
just
could.
text him my picks.
Nick
Yep.
does know a guy for that.
I think you definitely could do like a like lock in gold, silver, bronze, and pick those three teams and exactly where they fall, and you'd actually get pretty solid odds. Even if you picked US, Germany, Canada, which seems likely, you would still get pretty good odds. It almost
Also,
like a parlay.
Jacob, we do literally know a guy. He's in the comments. Kerry just said he would place a bet for you in Montana. So there we go. We got a bookie. Shout out, Kerry.
Does a bookie get a percentage of your bet?
They get all of your
yeah.
losings, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Are you actually betting against? I thought he was just a middleman.
He is, but he's still getting your losings or a part of them.
Okay, makes sense.
That's how this thing works, dude.
I'm new to this, Nick.
Okay.
And then
Is
when
the
you
bookie
don't
kind of like
have
a drug
money-
dealer? Like he gets his supply from somebody else and then just passes it on to you?
In a way,
Kind of.
The bookie. Okay, when you're at the Virgin in Vegas and you go talk to the guy at the window,
He's the bookie.
that's the bookie.
No, I don't know. I want to know my bookie personally. I want a relationship.
Well, you can.
We're going
if
to take
you-
him
hang
hang
out.
out. Get to know him.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do that.
And then when
And
you
he'll
don't have the
text
money
me
to pay
odds
your bet,
and say
he'll
you
put
won
the
in.
legs.
No, you have a website you go to and you make your picks, and then if you win, he Venmos you. If you lose, you Venmo him.
Oh, So that's why a lot of people get in trouble with their bookie is because they bet and then they don't pay up when they
Yes,
lose.
Yes.
And then they hunt you down.
Yeah.
In movies, yes.
Yeah. They meet
I
you in
think
the
I'd like
alley
to
with
be
the
a
lead
bookie.
pipe.
That'd be a nice side gig.
We'll
Wow.
talk offline. We'll talk offline.
Okay.
The Uncontested brought to you by Jacob Niffin's Sportbook.
Hey, in 2028, the Olympics will be in the United States of America.
It will be.
Right now, there are 2 Thunder players playing in the Olympics. How many Thunder players will be playing in the Olympics in 2028?
More than 2.
I would hope.
Yeah. You know what?
Chet, in or out?
Oh, in.
In.
Dub, in or out?
This is the tough one, but I'm saying in.
Out.
4 years from now.
Not because he doesn't deserve it, but like because
That's a
Team
tough
USA
list.
is very, very much into like legacy, and like even if Dub's better than
Dub
at
was
that
on the
point, it'll
select
be
team.
like I know for sure there's a lot of guys in the select team. Hypothetically, a 27-year-old Dub in his prime, I could see not getting the nod because Jason Tatum or somebody else who's like exiting their prime or on the decline has done it before, and there's a loyalty aspect. Like if you've been there, they're
Yeah.
going to keep bringing you back until
Chet's
you don't
gone
want
up
to
through
come
the
back.
That's a good
USA
point.
system.
So,
Chet's-
Justin, are you
Chet's
saying no to
just-
Dub?
Chet's more unicorn too. It's like you can't leave that guy off. There's a lot of
I think I
guards.
agree. I agree.
Okay, so we're assuming Shea in, Lou in,
Yep.
Chet in,
Topich
Dub
will be
not.
playing. Topich will be playing.
That was another
Topich
one.
was the one I was going to say, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
playing for
Topich
sure.
plays.
It's a
I
good
think
one.
he
Yeah.
plays.
I think Hugo Gonzalez will be playing.
Is he going to be a Thunder player?
Hey, I see what you did there.
Manifest. Can Hartenstein play for Germany?
Yes.
Yes.
Is Hartenstein?
They're also very much legacy, and Tice has always been playing for Germany, and like they like to
He's
bring
gonna
the same
age
guys
out
back for
by the next
chemistry.
4 years, though, right?
Hardenstein.
He's under contract for 3, so you better hope he's not aged out by year 4.
It's a good point. He might not be a Thunder player, but
He's only
No, no,
25
no,
or
I was
26,
asking-
dude.
no,
He's like the same
I
age
was-
as Shea.
I was saying Tice aged out for.
Oh, I
the-
thought you were
the
saying
Germany team.
Hartenstein. I was
No,
like, brother.
that's not why Hartenstein's not on the Germany team. Basically, him and Maxi Kleba both got blackballed because they didn't play in the World Cup,
it's-
whatever you want to
it's
call
all-
it, 2 years
it's all-
ago.
They
So,
like consistency. They want the same guys playing together that played together
Okay,
the years prior.
so we don't think Hartenstein will make it.
No, he can, but he's
He
got to
will.
start like
Good.
buying into Team Germany like now.
he's
like,
got to
when the
play in 2
Olympics are
years from
over.
now.
Yeah,
Any other Thunder players like Usman Jing?
no.
Do we have
Not
any
with
other
the
international
young France
guys?
talent coming up. I don't think so.
No, dude, they have Nolan Traore will be
Kaysen
playing.
Wallace?
Yeah,
No,
Kaysen. He'll be on the select team, hopefully.
Alex
No.
Caruso.
God, no.
No.
He might be retired.
AJ
we're
Mitchell
going-
for Belgium.
Oh,
says no.
well done. That's
Well, they
actually
gotta make the Olympics.
That's
That's the
That is
problem.
fun.
Yeah.
minor
That's the
hurdle.
problem.
Any other? So are we going
yeah.
with 4?
Smoot says Cooper
Yeah.
Flag when he's on the Thunder.
Yeah,
Obviously.
there you go.
That'd be
Pencil that
sick.
one in.
That would be sick.
No, Chet. I would be shocked if Chet was not on the Olympic team in LA.
I agree.
Are they gonna do Olympics in LA like the basketball in Staples or Crypto?
I don't think they've announced yet, but I bet I would bet a large sum of money it'll be at the Clippers arena.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
point. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
All right. I think that'll do it for the Olympic talk. Let's take our first break of the evening. On the other side, we will be back for some Dave's hot takes of the week. We'll be back in just a moment. And we are back. Justin, you want to tell the folks about some Dave's?
The East Hollywood pop-up sensation turned fast casual superstar Dave's Hot Chicken is bringing the heat to Oklahoma and Bricktown, Edmond, and now open in Chisholm Creek. Their mouth-watering sliders and tenders are offered at 7 spice levels, ranging from no spice to Reaper, which requires a signed waiver for those who dare. Each piece of hand-breaded chicken is spiced to order using a blend crafted specifically for its heat level or no spice at all, along with sides of house-made kale slaw, creamy mac and cheese, and crispy seasoned fries. Visit Dave's Hot Chicken at any of their 3 metro locations.
Gentlemen, hot take of the week. It's open. There's no specific theme this week. Give me a hot take over whatever you want. Doesn't even have to be basketball. I don't care. Make a
I
hot
haven't
take.
planned this. I have nothing.
What? Taylor?
I'm gonna have to come up with something.
No. Taylor's like,
spot.
I have 17 hot takes ready to go at all times. My hot take, we'll keep it Olympic related.
Nice.
I'm gonna say that well, let me think how to word this. The U.S. will end up not only with the most medals of the Olympics, but also the most golds.
Are they tied for most golds right now?
They are
They are the most.
currently tied for. I think they were tied for most. Did they surpass that?
That's
think
what I
tonight
saw
they did.
earlier, but maybe that's
Gotcha.
not updated.
It's a very controversial topic outside of the U.S. The people like to make fun of the U.S. broadcasts of the Olympics for showing total medals as the like sorting statistic on the medal charts, which is fair because the U.S. has like almost 600 athletes that are competing. So you would think, they had a freaking yacht going down the Seine River. You would think they would win more medals. So I get it, but superior. They're also superior. I think they come out on top in golds too.
Yep. I give it medium. Like, I think it'll happen, but it's not a lock at all.
It's not a lock. No.
Not a lock at all. And I'm not educated enough on like what event. I feel like all of the big events that the U.S. wins are kind of like we're trickling down, and like what's coming is like break dancing, which is a sport, and like a bunch of other stuff where I'm like, I don't know, like maybe Belgium is the best. I don't know. Like I
It's a
really
good
have
point.
no idea.
It's a good
Big
point because
Belgian
swimming
break
and track and
dancing
field
pipeline.
are almost done.
Yeah.
There's still quite a bit more track and field, I think.
I'd go hot here.
Mm.
I did learn those 2 big boys have gotten gold and silver for shot
Yeah,
put
shot
shot
putting.
for
put.
like
Yeah.
the past like
Yes.
4 Olympics.
Yeah,
Animals. I want to see them
There's
on
some
an NFL
big
team.
dudes too.
big. Yeah,
And it's the same order. The one homeboy hasn't been able to pass the other one.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the bane of his existence.
Shoot,
All right.
I'd take silver medals every year. That's fine. Darn.
Yeah, I mean,
seems great.
I will go with my hot take next, and I will stay Olympic themed. In the next 24 months, we get a feature-length movie about the Turkish dude who showed up with no special eyewear, shooting the guns and taking silver.
Over the next how many months?
24
A
months.
full length movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going extra hot there. I mean, I can see it happening because the demand is there, but it's not going to be good. I think
Okay,
people
it's not going to be good. He didn't say it was good.
That's
Is
fair.
it?
That's going to be
Is
in
it-
theaters.
Oh,
okay.
my God,
Reaper.
Reaper.
I was going to say it's going to happen, but it's going to be on like
Stream.
Yeah,
Tubi.
like
Yeah.
we'll never even
Or
like hear that
Crackle.
it happens or know that it happens, but like it happened. Like a Turkey, somebody released a film. No,
He's going to be played by Jason Statham.
by Jacob Niffen.
I'd
Same
say,
thing.
hey, I'll play it.
I'm gonna go.
Seriously,
extra
though,
hot.
What a
Legend, did
legend
you-
that guy is.
Did you see a picture of how big the shooting target is in that
Tiny,
story?
yeah.
It's like-
dude.
It's like that
Insane.
big.
It's like
I
the size
had
of
a- I had a
Uncontested
friend-
stickers.
Insane.
I had a friend go to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
He said when you stand there, like you can't see the target all the
Yeah.
way down there.
That's
Not
why they have all
special
those
eyewear.
stupid goggles on. Except for that guy.
This dude
The,
just
the
walks
movie
up and
will
gets
be
silver.
a John Wick spinoff, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say this guy has done this before.
As long as it has a
I
Boban
want to look
cameo,
into
too.
him.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm going extra hot for what it's worth.
Touche.
I'll go Olympics too.
Boring.
I don't think this is
Boring.
that hot. I don't think this is that hot, but I think
Pour
it's
some spice on it.
I don't think you can. It's pretty straightforward. Anthony Edwards, Olympic MVP for men's basketball.
Yeah, I'd go like a medium. I think there's a good
Ooh,
chance it happens.
Same.
Disagree. I'm going like more. I'm kind of in between hot, extra hot, because I think if they win, it's just going to go automatically
Bron.
kind of to LeBron, KD. Yeah, it's just you kind of have to do it, almost like an NBA Finals. I like that. All right. Well, I'm just again was not prepared. I'm going completely off the top of the head. I am swerving from Olympics. I'm swerving from basketball. My hot take is that Marvel has made a great mistake casting Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. I think it's just not a good idea. I understand they're in a tough situation with the whole Jonathan Majors situation, and him no longer being able to play King the Conqueror, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot of the same, and I think the multiverse saga, if Silva was here, I'd say play the sounder, is not going to end well, just like it did not start well.
No spice. As
Justin's with me.
I'm not a Marvel hater, but I'm like a Marvel agnostic.
I'm with you, Justin. Taylor just mentioned a name of a person I've never heard before, so that should tell you everything you need to know.
I was fully out on Marvel. This is my Marvel journey. I was fully out on Marvel after Age of Ultron. I was like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever sat through. I think I'm done with this. Like, I think I'm fully saturated on superhero movies, and I didn't come back until WandaVision is what brought me back. I watched that and I was like, okay, that was really good. I have no idea what's going on with any of the storylines. So I went and I watched Civil War, and then I watched Endgame, and then whatever the other ones are. And I watched those and I was like, I don't know. I think I'm still out. Anyway, all that to say, it reeks of desperation. As somebody who's not invested in this at all, this doesn't make me want to see whatever they're working on.
My Marvel and really shows and movies altogether. I'm not the kind of person that like digs into the backstory and loopholes and Easter eggs and
the lore,
like Game of Thrones and like the Lord of the Rings one that was a couple of years ago. Like post pod, Jacob would start talking about like where these places are on the map and whose cousin's uncle's brother from 100 years ago. It blows my mind. Like I'm not at that level. Same with Marvel. Like
Nick's just here for vibes.
I enjoy them. Like they're fun. I don't get all the Easter egg stuff. And I think I like it because of that, because everybody that's disappointed about them are the people that know the backstory and like, oh, that couldn't have happened because of this. And I'm like, shut up. It was still sick. Like, I don't care that guy couldn't fly in the comics. He flew in the movie, you know, like
I'm just here for the explosions.
Yeah. So
Nick is the definition of ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yeah, that's right.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's the meme of the guy,
I like that a lot.
The two guys on the train.
Yep.
Yeah. So to me, to answer Taylor's thing, I think it's a Reaper. I don't think it's a bad idea, because when Robert Downey Jr. pops on my screen as Dr. Doom, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna think it's badass, and I'm gonna go with it.
I love it. Well done.
We got. Is this the first take that's gotten both ends of the spectrum? I think it might be.
Fitting. I love it.
That was a fun rabbit hole.
Yep. I wonder what spice of tenders JD got after his move. Whenever he door dashed. I think JD's like a hot guy.
He's
no.
I think he's a mild medium. Thought he told me he was a mild.
I'm
a hot.
I'm a mild medium guy. I think JD is a hot guy. You can clip that, JD. That was 44-45.
Wow.
The gift that keeps.
I think
on
Nick's
giving.
an extra hot guy.
No, not at that place.
Really,
dude. I like spicy food. Another rival, like peppers and like that stuff I can get with all day. But like when it comes to the spice, like the seasoning stuff, that messed me up, man. Like you can't breathe. Like whenever you inhale, like it's like
Yeah.
we got videos on the Uncontested page. Go
Nick and
back
I
a few
both went
months.
hot, and we're feeling pretty good, and we're kind of
Yeah.
confident sitting there eating our little bite of Reaper, and then
Yeah.
just all hell broke loose.
To get us back down the nerd rabbit hole for just another second, Meek is in the chat over here. For those of you who hear us mention Meek Leak, he is a chief degenerate of the Uncontested, but he's from New Zealand, and said if I ever come out, he's taking me to Hobbiton.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Would be
I'm gonna dress
awesome.
up like Gandalf. It's gonna be incredible.
Fabulous.
All right, let's take our second break of the night. On the other side, we're gonna build a time capsule. We'll be right back. We are back. Gentlemen, had an idea for a little segment tonight that we've done in the past. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So let me explain it to you real quick. We're calling it the time capsule activity. So we're going to act as if we are in charge of putting items, quote unquote items, in a time capsule for the Thunder that will be unveiled 20 years from now. The items can be quotes, video segments, moments of a game itself, a play, etc. Anything that would help define the 2023-24 Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, when I say that, my definition is starting at the beginning of the offseason of 2023, spanning all the way through Game 6 against Dallas. So the Josh Giddey trade, the Topic draft, the signing of Hartenstein, those do not count. We are going from basically the end of exit interviews after they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the play-in, all the way up to Game 6, the ending of Game 6 against the Dallas Mavericks. That's the time frame. Each of us get to choose 2 items to put into the capsule. And the idea is 20 years from now, when we open this capsule up, we want people to take out these items and look at them and get a picture of what was life like during the 23-24 season for the Thunder. Easy enough?
Love it.
Awesome. Who wants to kick us off?
I do.
Okay.
I have something that is probably on everyone's list. I would if I had to guess. And I want to make sure I take it first. There is nothing that defines this season more than these 4 letters. And I'm gonna embody this with a visual aid.
No
Call me
way
Nick
you're
Craven.
going with this 4-letter word I think you're talking about. Oh, okay. For some reason, this is maybe me getting on NBA. I thought you were going to go with aura. I was like, are you kidding me, Justin?
Of
There's
all
no-
the 4-letter words you
I
could
went
have gone
bark
with.
immediately.
No, that I
BARK.
all the freaking 16-year-olds
Oh
on
my
my
God.
timeline quote tweet pictures of their favorite player and say 4-letter word. I'm like, it's just ingrained in my head.
Oh, I knew it was dog
Okay.
for
Thank
what it's
you.
worth.
Dog, bark, woof, take your choice. This photo, hands down, like the first thing that goes in the time capsule for me. What a moment, like for us, what a moment like for Oklahoma City. Like it encapsulates so many things. Like incredible to see Dub wearing one of our shirt designs. I think the fact that he's like chilling after warming up before hosting a first round playoff game after securing the 1 seed, like there's just so many pieces to this that I think make it incredible. Top moment of all time.
Love it. And I love that you brought it back to our shirts.
Yeah,
it's
make it
perfect
about
for
us.
this example. Yeah, right. But it's perfect for this this exercise. We can put the Thunder dog shirt in our time capsule.
Put the
Well
dog
done.
shirt.
Well, I'll piggyback on Justin's time capsule piece of the J-Dub dog shirt with another dogs related incident.
It's
I just think the 20-second clip of all of the guys losing their mind as Nick Gallo barked in the microphone to conclude the regular season.
So good.
Not only did that moment officially clinch Oklahoma City having the number 1 seed in the playoffs. But Nick was part of all of those barking segments for the entire year. And for them, like, he had to have known they were going to get him to bark at the end. And for him just to fire it up and be ready to go, he let out. I mean, he had a good bark.
It was guttural.
He had practiced in the mirror. I promise you. You put truth serum
You knew it was coming.
in Nick Gallo. For me, that video clip has to go into the time capsule.
Agreed. So
I thought
good.
about that one. That's a good one.
I'll go next. I like that one a lot, Jacob. That's a really good one. I'm gonna go 2-1 if that's okay.
Cheater.
Typical Nick.
No, I'm still gonna have 2, but my
I know.
first one is 2-1.
Uh-huh.
And it's gonna be uncontested related again. Part of it, the first part of it.
They're never going to let us build another time capsule. It's just all about us.
I'm assuming Justin made it, but maybe my ignorance is bliss. But the arrival image.
Yes. Yes.
That was
If my memory serves me correctly, and you would know, Justin, that graphic was made from a quote that was about the future that ultimately ended up happening and was like the perfect image for what was happening real time last year.
Yep.
It's just and like also a year that I don't know. It was just like the perfect, like when I think about the season, like that image pops in my head. So if I'm making this time capsule,
love
image
that
is going
for
in
me.
there.
I'm gonna get
any
this. I'm gonna get
background
this
there,
pulled up
Justin?
too.
Any
No,
background on when
you're
when made
absolutely
that, what
correct.
the timeline was?
This was actually made 2 years ago. That's the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
I
This
made
was
this in
pre-Chet.
yeah, well, pre-Chet, he says.
Yeah, I mean, Chet's hanging out.
Chet's hanging out the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
But yeah, this
That's
was
awesome.
pre-Chet. I don't remember what game this was after. January 15th, 2023, if anyone wants to look it up. But Arrival is one of the greatest movies of all time. And
Yeah.
so when
Great
that
movie.
Is it? Are you guys serious with that?
I'm serious.
I thought
with
it was
that.
great.
I've never watched it.
Fabulous. It's Dennis Villeneuve, whatever. I can't pronounce that last name. Same guy that did Dune.
Villanueva?
Whatever. Not Charlie Villanueva. I don't know how to say it.
The other
Anyway,
one.
the same guy that did Dune and Sicario, like he's incredible. Blade Runner, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
That was after the Thunder beat the Brooklyn Nets 112-102. I believe that was part of that. Remember that East road trip? They played the Heat on national
that's what
TV.
that was.
Then after that, they went on to beat Philly, Chicago, and then Brooklyn.
Yeah. Yep. You're dead on. So good.
Okay,
Love
so
it.
that's part 1 of this. I think it only makes sense, and this is like again like what I think about this season. We all have different perspectives. The arrival came with a playoff series for the first time in several years, and maybe like I don't get like the goosebumps kind of stuff anymore, but coming out of the tunnel, game 1 against the Pelicans, and it was like dark in the arena.
Yeah.
And they were like counting down, and like there was like this weird glow that they had, and like the shirts were kind of lighting up in the stadium. And I like took a video coming out of the tunnel, like looking up, and it was almost eerie. Like that felt like Arrival.
The
Like,
vibes of that moment were unmatched.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So like we talked about the arrival, but like the arrival happened in that moment for me. Like, holy shit, this team is hosting a playoff series as the number 1 seed. This is really happening. So along with that image, I would put one of the playoff shirts that was on the chairs.
Playoff shirts is such a great choice.
Yeah.
And it's got to be that game 1. It's got to.
Agreed.
Good one.
Love that. So for mine, I actually have two. And when I pulled them up, unfortunately, they both were in a very short time period of the season and they both occurred against the same team. So I'm going to start with my favorite. I think this is perfect for this exercise. In the time capsule, I am placing the mom made pizza rolls meme 2.0 in our
Yes,
time
it's a
capsule.
good one.
So this was against the Warriors, December 8th. The Thunder beat the Warriors in overtime again, 138 to 136. They end up winning. Again, they played the Warriors 4 times super early in the season. End up winning that series 3-1. Shea had 38, Dub had 28, Chet had 21. And the fun part about this, Steph hits a 3 with about like 18 seconds left to go up 3. Chet gets fouled, hits all free throws to force overtime. And then that's when the pizza roll meme is recreated as Isaiah Joe misses a 3. I think it was about like 140 left in overtime. Chet gets the board, goes straight up. Kaminga fouls him. Chet gets the and one. And that's how we get this image here for the live viewers. So Chet roars. Shea goes up to him, starts like pounding him on the chest. Dub joins in. And my favorite part was post game. Dub says, Shea don't ever yell. So if Shea's yelling, I'm yelling too. And that's how we got this recreated.
Same. I love that. It was a great moment. And I agree. All those games against the Warriors early in the season were all bangers. Like every single one of them was a wild finish, exciting game. The Warriors were not the Warriors of old, but it's still kind of iconic moments for this team. And I have a feeling your second one is one that was on my list as well.
Perfect. Because I got a third just in case. So you take it.
No, you keep going. I have a lot. I have plenty of backup.
So then I'll just go ahead and mention the other game, just for the sake of November 18th, just a couple weeks before the Thunder all split the Warriors. And the reason that I have two memories against the Warriors are both in that same time frame is because the first thing that I thought of when Jacob mentioned this exercise to us was that Chet turnaround game tying 3 against the Warriors. And that's kind of what led me down this rabbit hole. Yep. But November 18th, the Thunder versus Warriors in Chase Center. Thunder win 130 to 123 in overtime. This is why it's so exciting to me. I think deserves going into the time capsule because Dub had 22, Chet had 36 plus 10 rebounds and 5 assists, and Shea had a 40 piece. That's insane. Again, super early in the season. Thunder were down by as much as 18 in the third quarter, going a 22-6 run to cut the deficit 2 points in the fourth. Wiggins hits a 3 with not our Wiggins, their Wiggins, the lesser Wiggins. Hits a 3 with less than 2 seconds left to put the Thunder up 3, and we think the game's over. That's when Chet gets the inbound pass on the other end and drills the corner 3 to force overtime. From there, the Thunder outscore the Warriors 13-6 in overtime to win. And this just feels to me like the first kind of coming out party of our new big three and show just how special they could all be as a big three moving forward. We haven't even seen that come to fruition fully yet. But also for me, not just the big three, but this team as a whole was a great look at this gritty, resilient young Thunder team who just refuses to quit and ultimately would end up with 57 wins as the youngest first seed in NBA history. So I just thought it was like the perfect encapsulation of this team and their season.
I love it.
Yeah. I had that same moment on my list, but I took a much more, no, it's great because I think that it makes sense. I took a much more Chet-centric take to it. Just the context of Chet Holmgren missing his first season. What's he going to look like when you finally see him? How's he going to translate? What's the team going to look like? How's the fit going to be? Is he going to be sluggish? Is he going to be behind? Did that year off pay off? Like what happened for him to come out and do that so early in the season was like he's the guy. Like he's got it. That was the most reassuring moment for Thunder fans to see him go pull off that performance.
I'm still not convinced. Like the Thunder can win a title this year. There's no question. I'm not convinced 2 to 3 years down the line of the Thunder win a title that Shea is the best player on the team. Like I still think Chet has the ability to be the best player on the team. We'll see, but like it's there. And speaking of Shea and Chet, my next time capsule memory, I'm going to pull it up. I don't think it's going to play the audio. So if you're
I think it might
on the show, I don't know if it will. If you're on the show, you get to see it at minimum. if you're listening,
If it
maybe
doesn't, Nick
Jacob
will recreate it for you.
No, I think Jacob will recreate it for us. But this here,
Oh,
Dude.
this is such a good one.
Oh,
I don't
the
think y'all
audio
can
isn't
hear
gonna
it.
play.
It's not playing. You're right.
but the
Take
what
it
a
away,
pro
Nick.
wants, what a pro needs commercial, as
What a
annoying
pro
as it
wants,
was by
what a pro
design,
needs.
for what it's worth, it was just like to take a line from Jalen Brunson, like the immaculate vibes when you're covering a team that's number one in the West. It's like arriving again, to bring it back to that, in front of your eyes, and you're like watching March Madness, and for the first time in years, the draft doesn't really matter. You're not scouting the guys that you might take in the top 5. It's like this team's here, both on the court and off the court, and like here's the 2 future stars on the AT&T commercial that has aired more than any other commercial ever. And while it's getting slandered, is like it was just like a moment in
There's
the
the thunder,
season that
guys.
you could not think back on this season and not think about that commercial.
Yep. I
That's a
think that's a
great one.
I think that's a great one. It's something that Thunder fans have not had in a long time, is that level of
Mhm.
like broad star appeal.
And for what
Probably-
it's worth, just this conversation leading from Taylor's submission of the Chet turnaround 3 in that Golden State game, going into Justin's more Chet-centric thought of that play in that game, and then the what a pro wants. I don't know. It just something just now just kind of hit me that like that Chet was insane. And that's the
Insane.
worst Chet we're gonna see. It's
I
only
like when
it's
you say
only
that.
going to get better. I will continue because my my next entry into the time capsule
gosh.
is not an image, it's not a video clip, it's not an audio clip. It is another actual item. Nick put in an item of clothing, the playoff t-shirt. I am putting in another item of clothing, Nick, if you would share. The infamous Chet do-rag is going in the time capsule.
Incredible.
A lot of Chet so far in the time capsule. Rightfully so.
I'm putting this in the time capsule for 2 reasons. Number 1 is just vibes, right? I think you see the Chet do-rag and you think of this picture and you crack up because it's so funny. Like that somebody would take this picture of Chet. And
The way he's sitting makes him look like a little kid too,
I know.
which is incredible.
And he said he got canceled on the internet after this. You know, this isn't the only time this guy wore this do-rag. It's just the only time that got made public. And I bet 20 years from now, when we open the time capsule, if the players come back to watch us dig it up and open and can provide context, I bet you get some crazy funny stories of the Chet do-rag.
This is perfect.
Amazing.
I find it hilarious.
Amazing.
He's just like, I don't know if anyone will be Russ level, like even Shea, because he's more quiet. Like Russ is more Noah Lyles when you think about personality.
Yeah.
Like Shea is,
That's a great
although
comp.
he's shown some like flair in the Olympics. We'll see if that translates to the NBA level. I think if you really want to think about a guy in Oklahoma City that just like transcends the small market vibe and is like, I am this humongous, worldwide, very well-known name that on the court is a baller and off the court is like a B-list celeb. Like, you're not going to be LeBron level, but like B-list celeb, it's Chet. Like, he's the guy that all the podcasts are bringing on this summer, and it's on all the summer run YouTube videos and Twitter. Like, he's a guy that has the charisma and the marketability to be like top 10 star, which takes more than just like being a top 10 player on the court. Like, he has the full package.
I wish JD was here right now to play the Riz sounder. So bad.
Yes. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
That was even better.
Justin, did you have another one? I know Taylor kind of doubled up on yours.
I have a ton.
Okay. We need one more from you and one more from Nick, and then we've got some of the fan submissions.
Yeah. Man, we've talked a lot about Chet. I have a bunch about Shea.
Get us a Shea one.
I'm skipping some of the ones that I've seen in the chat so that we can give some of the chat.
Go with your
credit.
favorite, and then we'll rapid fire through like some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
And get to the chat.
I'm gonna go with the. Okay, no, that one was taken too. I'm gonna go with the Shea being an all-star starter. I'm kind of surprised that wasn't in the chat yet, but I think like you want to talk about an arrival type of moment. Think of the conversations we've had in the off season and things like that about like, does Shea have another jump in him? Like, is that even possible? And to see what he did this year with the all-star voting, with the MVP race, like, it's just kind of insane. It's insane. And the conversation we just had about the Olympics, like, it's insane that this guy that was not a throw-in piece, but not the main focus of the Paul George trade, could blossom into this is pretty unfathomable and pretty special. Like that, you're not going to be able to look back on this and not talk about all the incredible things that Shea did this season. So it's only fitting that he got some of the recognition, the formal recognition from the voting, both All-Star and MVP this season. I think fully deserved.
Kind of the beginning of the national arrival of this Thunder team on the national stage, which led into Nick's time capsule item of what a pro wants, what a pro needs. And then, like you said, Justin, eventually Shea being top 3 in MVP voting.
Yep.
I kind of want to hear you. Do you want to just like quickly rapid fire through the rest?
Does Nick have one more to do?
Let's get Nick.
I did 2, but I do have one more. I did what a pro once, and I did the arrival.
Oh, you did do what a pro once. I'm sorry.
I do have one. I have one that's not as positive, but I still think is like has to be talked about, and I have a tangible item in front of me that I'm going to show on the screen.
Don't get us.
We did. Good grief. I have this because we did a giveaway several years ago when. And we never like disliked this guy, but at one time, listen to the pod, we were pretty irrational about this guy. We did a giveaway that was related to this player on the Thunder, and he's no longer on the team. But that departure, I think, like, had a weird way of saying, like, we're done. Like, speaking from like the Thunder, we're done with the projects. Besides Ousmane Dieng, done with the projects, and like we're here to compete. And the move they made that sent this guy out signaled that, although that didn't work either. But when we did the giveaway, they sent me one as a thank you for doing the giveaway. And I have like my office. I know you can't see it. I have like a whole wall of like memorabilia, signed stuff, and interviews I done with players. They give me stuff, and so
you do have the Poku fanny pack.
The Alexei Pokusevsky fanny pack.
That's amazing.
Have to mention, like, it's not as positive, but like he was around for all the days that Thunder fans struggled with the rebuild and the bad times and losing a bunch of games. He was kind of a bright spot that was still fun, even for us. Like, it's not fun to cover a crap team, but like Poku was fun to talk about for a long time.
Yeah, that's perfect.
He was part of this team this year.
Great one.
Especially on the way out, like it felt like a pretty big pivot in what this team, like it was like, we're not here to be the young fun team. It's like Gordon Hayward, bring him in, like time to compete. And there it is. Smoot, to answer your question, we've advertised the Pokemon onesie so much. I don't think a single one has ever been purchased.
We have never sold a Pokemon onesie. Can't confirm. Not even for my own son. Hey, that leads me to my quick 2 rapid fires here. One involves Jacob. One involves my son. Jacob and I decided to go.
Jacob is your son.
Whoa.
Oh, man. No. If he were my son, he'd have a full head of hair.
All right.
Wow. I don't want to be around
Jacob
anymore.
leaves. I think Jacob looks very great without hair. But Jacob and I went to the airport. That was my very first time to meet Thunder fans and greet the team returning home after a playoff series. That was after the Thunder defeated and swept the New Orleans Pelicans as the youngest team to ever win a playoff series and therefore the youngest team to ever sweep a playoff series. That was super cool. So personally, I'd love to throw in just like the video of Jake and I there with the fans greeting the team home and throw that in the time capsule. And my other one, like I said, super personal just for me. But if this is the Uncontested time capsule, not a Thunder one.
Wasn't supposed to be, but that's kind of where it's devolved.
Fair enough. I did get to take my son Brooks to his first ever Thunder game this season. So I'd love to throw a picture in there of him and I. It's a very special moment to me.
Love that.
Justin, do you want to take us through some of the fan submissions?
I would love to. I'm going to start with all the ones that I had on my list just because. Smoot in the chat says, what about the Shea game winner versus the Nuggets, featuring Trey celebrating and his tweet afterwards? This was
the Trey one. Yes.
Dude, this one, you want to talk about moments that felt like an arrival. The two plays that I wrote down for this season was the Chet game winner in Golden State and the Shea game winner against Denver. I think because the Thunder got absolutely waxed the first time they played Denver.
Yeah.
This season. And it was like, oh, okay. Like, they're better, but maybe they're not that much better. And then they went into Denver and won that game. And it was like, maybe actually they can hang with the champs. And that was just an unreal moment for me.
I consider this one just because when you look back on it, I mean, there's a lot of factors to play into it, but this is a big reason why the Thunder were first in the West.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was an important game. Another one, Nick Jordan Jr. This was on my list as well. My whole life is consistent.
I love that.
All-time quote
great one
from Shea.
And just the two Jalen's just being absurd in the background is so funny.
Like a bunch of high schoolers. You love it. Shea dropping bars on the Instagram all season could probably go in the capsule too, along those lines. The one quote, kind of similar post game, nobody in the chat mentioned it. We did not mention it, but it was on my list. Chet grabbing the mic post game and saying, he's too humble to say it. I'm going to say it for him. That's the MVP of the league right here. He was not the MVP of the league. That would be first ballot time capsule submission if he was the MVP of the league.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Still a super cool moment.
Insane. A year ago today, if we were podcasting saying OKC first in the West and Shea second MVP,
right?
Like,
nuts.
My head would not wrap around that. It just wouldn't happen.
Yep.
I thought about including the Clippers game, Chet alley-oop to himself.
That's a good one.
Oh, that was awesome.
That's a good
I
one.
was there for that. That was super cool.
That's a good one.
What other moments? I know we're going through the comments right now. Like, what other like play moments stick out?
Shea game winner against the Knicks late in the season when he was injured.
Yeah.
Had a
One that
Nuggets
jumps
game
out to
winner,
me
and
is
then just
Chet Hail Mary touchdown pass to Queso, who just catches and lobs it up for the dub
forgot about that.
alley-oop in Miami, which is a badass play.
Yep. That's a great one.
The end of game one against the Pelicans, like number of plays in those segments.
The last one where Kaysen mucked it up. They almost hit it, but he mucked it up, and it was like a double cut. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So good.
I mean, there's
Isaiah Joe dunking.
Oh God, dunk of the year.
And only dunks left-handed, bro.
Jacob and I were there with our friend Carrie. We were there in person. We saw him rise up.
Sick.
And I think it was Jacob. He's like, no way. he literally
he just kept going.
Wild.
Bam! That was disgusting.
I got to see two of those in person. That's awesome.
I mean, I'm sure there's like a dozen Chet.
There's
blocks.
so many. Yeah.
All the blocks.
The Chet blocking game one was.
We haven't mentioned the J-Dub dunks, some of the monster dunks that he's had, as well as the half-court shots.
Chet,
there were so many
making
moments.
Chet making Şengün look like a
little boy.
A little boy. We also have Smoot calling out the schedule from the last day of the NBA regular season, like we just talked about. We were trying to get ready to go do a live podcast right after the last game, and we're literally trying to like scramble scenarios while we're sitting in Paycom Center of like, are they the 1 seed? Could they be the 3 seed? Are they the 2 seed? How's this work?
Yeah, holy cow. Yeah.
That was fun.
That was nuts.
That was crazy.
How about a pic of Marky Mark squinting? Like that's just like this year, and he squinted before,
That's
but like
good.
it was amplified this year when he was coach of the year.
So that was my one. I was going to end with this, but we'll do it now because it fits. Mark walking into the locker room after they sweep the Pelicans and calling everyone bad mother effers.
Yes.
Yes.
So cool.
Incredible moment.
Showed us the side of Mark that we don't really get to see.
Right. I
love it.
never would have
Love
guessed
it.
that.
Mark
And
That's
then
why the
getting
players
dunked
love
with
him.
water. And
He's different.
incredible. We
I wish
also
Mark Dagnall would call me a bad mother effer. I wonder what was
whatever
that?
you're into, Jacob.
What was that app where you could like pay in a celebrity or like record a voice memo? Cameo. We need to get Mark D on Cameo so I can just have him call me a bad mother effer, and that can be my intro on the podcast.
Probably just do it with AI
Probably true.
For free.
for free. We also have Thunderchick building off the post-game interviews. I would definitely put the guys leaving the national TNT interviewer to huddle up with Nick Gallo in the playoff game. Like you said earlier, Jacob, the Gallo vibes were immaculate. We also have a shout out to Nane, the GOAT, getting her plane ticket to OKC, hanging out
That'd
for
be
the first two games in
awesome.
the playoffs.
That'd be
was
so awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that submission.
It's a good one.
We have a non-Thunder related suggestion that we couldn't ignore. Connor says, put the Bulls logo in there for making the team have a team meeting after game one. I guess technically Thunder related, but yeah.
Especially now that Giddy's on the team.
Yeah, well.
But we'll save that trade for next year's time capsule. A personal and uncontested one. When I got to take a picture with Clay Bennett and he told me to please be nice on the podcast about the team.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Mark D winning coach of the year. We haven't talked about that at all, but that's another significant one.
Hey, Mark, can we borrow your coach of the year trophy real quick?
I think the last
Your
one
time capsule.
we'll bring it full circle here. Trey's pilot hat sends me.
Pilot
That's
hat's
so
a great
funny.
Jesus.
That sends me. A picture of all of the uncontested events we did last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good
From
one.
watch parties at Bark to Barkay.
Oh, fitting, right? We little did we know, game 2
Yeah.
of the season, we had a watch party at a dog park.
And it was
Look
a
at
great
us now.
I
comeback
didn't even
game
think of that.
too.
Look at us now.
To the live pod at Spark after the last game of the season. We did other events throughout there, tons of giveaways, just all the stuff that we experienced through the team because of who the team is. I thought that deserves a spot in the time capsule.
Yeah.
Way to make it about us.
It's
Close it
always
out.
about us.
Now,
Awesome.
one thing I do love about this exercise, it's our second year doing it. I hope we continue to, because like 5, maybe even 10 years from now, and again, I'm like going back to my son, but when my son's old enough to actually understand this, I can like talk to him. Like, I'm gonna
Taylor's going to make his son listen to all the backlogged episodes of the Uncontested.
110%. That's where I'm going.
Jesus.
Exactly where I'm going. Listen to us degenerates talk about this.
You're going to make
season.
him listen to every pod ever?
I'm gonna
Dad, I don't want to
specifically
listen to the
block
post
our
where
podcast
JD
for my
talks about the
children.
62-point loss.
Locking this
I
poor child
actually-
in his room.
I wonder if somebody who'd never paid attention to the NBA started at episode 1 and finished like here, what their perception of the Thunder was, and then like now that you finished all the way through, like actually go look at records and standings and playoff finishes and like hard facts, not bias. If it was like, holy shit, they were saying all that, that's what happened. You know, like I wonder how different the tracks would be, especially early
That'd
on.
be
Good
fun.
grief.
Hey,
Those
that's
early episodes were
off.
nutty.
Yeah.
Loser has to go
Oh.
through all episodes of the
Pass.
Uncontested.
Hell no.
No, thank you.
Hell no.
There's so many of those things.
What episode are we on? Do we anybody know?
We're getting close to 1,000, actually.
We should do something
very
special for
close.
1,000.
And our original SoundCloud ones didn't transfer over.
Yeah, that's true. Like we had a couple,
Oh,
almost 200, I think, that
Yeah.
that are not included in that number. I don't think.
really?
So we're probably past
Yeah.
1K.
We are at.
Wow.
I'm looking right now. Live on the pod.
Connor said, "Put Taylor in the time capsule, so you don't have to listen to him anymore."
Please.
He said he's kidding. He said he's kidding.
We're at
Well done,
947.
Connor. Well
This
done.
is episode 948 right now.
That's insane.
I
So
could
we'll-
do
we'll
the
get
math
there.
and figure out when
It'll be
episode
sometime in-
1000 will be,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to.
No.
But
would be
when we get
psychotic.
close, we'll do something special.
So 948,
Give away 1,000 T-shirts.
948
That's a joke,
hours
we're not
is
doing that.
that's 40 days that we've podcasted.
That's psychopathic.
That is
It's
disgusting.
not the same amount of time that Homeboy was in the desert.
Oh god.
40 days and 40
Jesus?
nights. It wasn't Jesus, was it? Was it-
Jesus did.
Yes.
Spend, yes, he did
Yes,
spend 40
it was
days in the
Jesus.
desert.
It was Jesus.
Oh, I thought it was Moses.
Moses. Anyway,
He also is in the desert, but not.
Noah on the ark.
All right.
Anyway, there was a lot of comps.
And
there.
for that reason,
Was Muhammad out there for 40 days too? Thank
Mark
you for
Cuban
listening to the
was out there for
Uncontested
40 days.
podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did not watch the live stream and you're watching the YouTube version of this, drop a comment telling us what you would put in the time capsule. We'd love to hear that. If you are downloading the podcast on your podcast platform of choice, drop a 5-star rating, write a little blurb. That would mean a ton to us. We will be back Wednesday. The JD man himself should be back running the show from his new home. So exciting for JD. Maybe he'll have some more Daves that night as well. We will see you guys soon. Enjoy the beginning of the week. I believe Canada plays on Tuesday. I'm getting a nod. Yes. Canada-
all quarters are Tuesdays, and then semis are Thursday, and then medal games
And
are
then
Saturday.
Saturday finals. Yep.
All right. So come back Wednesday and we'll be talking about if Canada and US advance in the Olympics and have some other fun stuff for you as well. Have a great beginning of your week. Until then, as always, thunder up.